How's it going, guys? What happens when women and men turn 30? All right. Shout out to all the subscribers in the live stream right now. We're going to get into it. It's going to be a really, really good show. Here's the thing that guys are misunderstanding when it comes to women turning 30. They think that, oh, all women are going to be looking for a guy to settle down with. Well, here's the thing. Most of them will, but there's a lot of them that won't. A lot of women just want to play the field. A lot of women just want to sleep around. Most women think that, oh, the cutoff is actually like 50 years old, right? Because most women, they're not smart enough to get with a quality guy in their good years. So what they do is they just continue to mess around. Shout out to G Money. And they waste not just their 20s, because some women do have a little bit more time than other women. They'll waste all their early to mid to late 30s. Wasting time, stringing guys along. And this is why you see why a lot of women who are 30 years old, they become very bitter and hardened. I had this question that prompted me to do this live stream. Because I'm 31 years old. And a guy was like, Darius, man, you in your 30s. And so how does it feel? It feels great. It feels like I'm 21. See, with us men, as long as you keep up with not just your appearance, but working out and fitness, you're good to go. Right? I always get out look really young. And it's not just genetics, it's the fact that I'm an athlete. I like to keep up with my health and fitness. When it comes to women, because here's the thing, all in my 20s and my 30s and even 40s, guess what? I'm going to still have to be fit. What woman you know who openly says, I like being with BBMs? Anybody know what a BBM means? Everybody know what a BBW is. But do you know what a BBM? A big, beautiful man. Have you ever heard a woman say, oh, I want to be with a big, beautiful man? No, but you always hear women, you always hear men say, oh, I like BBWs. Or a woman say, I'm a BBW. No woman wants to be with an overweight big guy. Right? That's not being sold to the public. Because everyone knows that being with a overweight guy is just seen as unattractive. But when it comes to women, they try to sell you this, oh, I'm a BBW, I'm a plus size girl, so be with me. Right? And here's the thing, when you guys get 30, or if you ever dealt with them in her 30s or even 40s, what'll happen is they'll try to sell you a bill of goods. They'll sell you, oh, I just was with guys in the past and, they weren't loyal, or guys just didn't really want to settle down, or they'll give you a whole bunch of excuses. And this is why they give you these excuses for all you guys who are going to meet 30-year-old plus women. What's going to happen is they want you to be naive and a fool. See, guys, the only way a woman can survive in life is by relying on men to be beta and blue pilled. This is why, guys, women don't want us to have these shows like this. They don't want us to produce videos. They don't want us to give you game on how to text and how to interact and how to do this and how to do that, because they know that, oh, man, if Darius is out here giving guys wisdom and how we operate and how we think, then that's going to mess up their mating and dating strategy. Because every woman has a mating and dating strategy. Every woman. Some women, what they'll do, which is funny, and you'll see this when you are getting older, guys. When a woman hits like 30 years old, what's going to happen is she will try to give you sex up front. I say this, it's called fronting the work. As a woman gets older, she'll front you to work, right? Like they do on the street. And when she gives you the sex, because they know that's the number one thing that they have that men want. Let's be honest. We don't really want, I don't think anything else from a woman like that. What's going to happen is they'll front you the sex, but women in their early to mid 20s, like in their 18, 19, 20, oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, they'll say, oh, take me on all these dates because they know they got a whole bunch of simps. They know I got a whole bunch of thirsty guys. G Money, please monitor the chat. I gave you a moderator wrench for a reason. And so what they'll do in their 30s, they'll give you the sex up front. Like I've had women, I kid you not, guys, I thought everything was cool. And then they gave me the sex like 2 to 3 times. It was like, at the most, I believe it was like 3 to 4 times. And then they will switch up. Like they will, it's funny because they'll come to you like, oh yeah, we just hanging out, we having a good time. Yeah, I like you. And then y'all hook up, hang out once, hook up, hang out twice, hook up and hang out 3 times. And on that 4th time, she's gonna like, yo, I want some payment, dude. Now that payment might not be direct, like a direct deposit. It might not be you giving her money through Cash App or being her OnlyFans guys. But a lot of women payments when they get 30 years old is, so I'm ready to settle down. And the reason why they give you the sex up front, because kind of like an addict, they want to get you addicted, right? So if it's a heavy drug out there in the street, they'll, give you a taste. If you're a new guy, if you know individual, man or woman, they'll give you a taste, right? And then you be like, oh man. And the drug dealer be like, you like that, man? You like that? Just like the woman, it's funny how 30-year-old women are. Just like the woman will do. She'll sleep with you, give you amazing, mind-blowing sex. Because let's be honest, women who are in their 30s or when they hit 30, they've slept with so many guys that they have so much experience. So sex is just numb to them. Sex is just a vehicle for them to get where they really want to get in life. And that's ultimately a retirement, a ring, right? So what they'll do is they'll front you to work. They'll have sex with you 3, 4 times. I notice, guys, it's usually 3 to 4 times the max. It doesn't get past like 5, 6 times. Because she's like, okay, I gave you a taste. So now I want commitment. Now she could easily say, yo, I want a house, right? Or I want, she could easily say, I want this or I want that, right? But if she says that, it's going to be like, you're going to be like 9 times out of 10, dude, female, whoever you is, Sarah, Brittany, Angela, I'm not interested like that. Shout out to Mr. Black Dragon Kabuto. How's it going, bro? I'm doing great, Black Dragon. Wonderful. Guys, make sure you support the stream. We going live on Thursdays and Sundays, every single Thursday and every single Sunday. Okay? So, and you guys got to be aware of this. Shout out to Terrell Torrance. And they will, and make sure everybody give this live stream a thumbs up. They'll sleep with you. And they think everything is cool. And then they want payment on the back end. It's kind of like if y'all had, y'all borrowed a TV or from Aaron's or Rent-A-Center, whatever, like Rent-A-Center electronic place, and they'll give you the TV. And they're like, okay, cool, you can have the TV for X amount of days or X amount of months. And usually after 60 days, then here they come knocking on your door. Or they get blowing your phone up, giving you a call, hey, are you gonna give us payment? Are you gonna give us that TV back? If not, if you ain't gonna give us payment, then I gotta take that TV back, man. That's how women are. When they hit 30 years old, that's their mating strategy. They say, okay, you know what? Cool. We can hang out. I give you sex 3 to 4 times max. I'm telling you, if you guys are 30 years old, if you dealt with a 30-year woman, you understand the game. You've seen it. They'll give you sex, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3. And then that 4th time, they want to say, I'm not really cool coming to your house no more. And you like, wait a minute, yo. And a lot of guys are confused, guys who don't know the game, right? And they're like, man, what do you mean you're not cool? I thought everything was fine. That's because she didn't really listen. 30-year-old women really don't really enjoy sex like that because they've had about so many different guys. So they just see it again as a means to an end, as a vehicle to get them some security. Right? Let me get to some guys' questions as well. The sad, that's when you want to move into. Yeah, a lot of women, they want to move in as well. Guys, here's the thing. Every woman wants security. Now, that's just inbuilt in every woman. But in this video, in this live stream, we talk about 30-year-old women. Now, 30-year-old women, it's up to you to, one, look at the red flags. Two, ask about her past. And three, understand that you're not getting her in her prime. You're getting her on the down end, on the down slope, right? When she's 20 years old, 19, 20, the ball has been kicked off, it's been punted off, boom, she's at her highest apex. Everybody like, wow, there's the ball. Everybody looking at the stadium, and then as it's coming down, you the punt returner, and you dare to just catch it. And you better hope you don't drop it. Right? You hope you don't drop it. Because if you do drop it, then it's like, she gonna like, oh man, I was expecting you to catch me. I'm on my down end. I'm coming down. I'm expecting you to want me and just to take care of me. And this is why a lot of women are single. Because when a man turns 30, and I'm gonna jump back, I'm gonna segue from 30-year-old men to 30-year-old women. And this is why 30-year-old men, a guy like myself, because I'm using myself as an example. When it comes to getting laid, that's nothing for me. Getting women and hooking up with women, that's nothing. I can see, this is why, if you know what you're doing, if you build your body up, if you keep your image good, if you work out, if you do everything you're supposed to do, if you're on your purpose, like most guys talk about, getting women will be extremely easy. Because at 30 years old, women are so desperate. And as a man, yes, you've worked and you grinded, you probably got a home, you probably got some property, you probably got some stocks, bonds, crypto, life insurance, whatever you got. You got everything in order as you get 30, 31, 35. Trust me, if you're in your 20s, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Right? So when you get 30, 31, 32, 35, you're going to be good. But that one woman, when she gets 30, 31, 32, 35, she's going to be like, yo, I'm ready to settle down. Take me on dates. And you look like, what the heck? Take you on dates? And this thing, it's not, and a lot of guys think that, oh, women think we're dumb. No, women don't think you're dumb. It's just in their nature to do that. It's in their nature to hunt for a guy who's a provider, a guy who's a safety net. Somebody keeps saying I'm the GOAT. I'm a guy with a with a channel, and there's no GOAT. Don't think of me as a GOAT. Just think of me as an educator. That's it. Think of me as a guy just like yourself. I can have 10 million followers. I'm just a guy like yourself. Right? So when it comes to a man, when you hit 30, all you guys, you're gonna be like, man, all these women. Look at the women in your that you graduated high school with. Look at the type of females that are 30 years old on dating apps. You can see them. They didn't take care of themselves. And here's the thing, the reason why they didn't take care of themselves is because they knew for a fact that, man, I can get all this attention from all these guys. This is why me as a man, I have to stay fit and stay in shape. Because again, like going back to what I was saying a few minutes ago, what woman is gonna sleep with me? What woman is gonna want to be with me and I'm 30 years old and overweight? I'm 31. If I was overweight, what woman is gonna want to be with me? Most likely no woman. Matter of fact, let me ask y'all this. Have you ever seen an overweight woman? Have you ever seen an overweight, big, sloppy man? who was obese, have you seen him with an attractive woman? Or matter of fact, even an average woman? I have not seen that. And I'm being honest, I've seen a lot of couples, man. I go out all the time. I have not seen an overweight man with a, not just an attractive one, with the average woman. Not one. So us men, by default, we have to grind and work out and be fit and watch our weight because we know that, man, I won't get sex if I don't not just have the swag and confidence, but the physique. But women, on the other hand, they have been, fed this narrative that, hey, you can be whatever size you want. You can be big as you want. You can be overweight, you can be sloppy, you can be any size, but you can still get guys. So women have developed this habit all in their 19, 20, 21, all the way through 29, 30 years old. And then they're thinking like, oh, I can still get any guy. Let me get ready to settle down. And they run into a guy like myself, or they run into a guy who's, on his P's and Q's. They're going to be like, dude's going to be like, nah, what you mean? You are, first of all, you're 30, so I'm getting you on your downside. 2, you have bad eating habits. 3, you most likely don't work out or go to the gym. So let's just say hypothetically, sweetheart, I happen to get you and we are together. What are the chances of you getting a gym membership like me? Probably slim to none because no man has ever told you, hey, let's go to the gym. Every guy, since you've been 19, 20, 21, 22, all the way to 30, all the way to 29, 30 years old, they didn't require you to be fit. It was just stabbing cabbing. So if you try to say, hey, let's work out, she's like, what you mean let's work out? You got to accept me for me like all the other guys in my 20s did. Right? Shout out to Mr. A Wolf 91. Hello, my brother Darius. Is it advisable to text a woman after a date or let her text you first? Also, the likes of PUA Todd Valentine legit. Don't think I know who that is. But let me get to your first question. Guys, and this is a lot of times a big question. I talk about it on the Patreon, but I'll give you a quick tidbit. Guys, if you're not a patron, get on the Patreon, man. We got a lot of content on there. Most of your questions that you want answered about confidence, game, what to say, what not to say, what to text, seduction, all that stuff is on the Patreon. So I'll put the Patreon link. Go ahead, guys, become a patron. It's all for you guys. All the wisdom is for you. I create this stuff for y'all. But just a quick rundown. I'll say this. And somebody said they do 30-day challenge. And I'll talk about 30-day challenge real quick. I have never, I'm going to say this A-Wolf question. I have never hung out, hooked up, had sex. I've never been on a date. I never did any of that. The first date. And then texted her the next day or day after or whatever. And we hung out. I've never, and God, I've been with a lot of women. I've talked to a lot of women. I've never hung out with a woman and then texted her the next day or day after or whatever, 4 or 5 days or a week later, and she wanted to hang out with me. It never happened, guys. I promise you. Never. And the reason being is you should not text a woman after a date, after a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th date. The reason why you shouldn't is because you are seeking approval. And it all goes back to a woman viewing you as superior. She views you as superior. So if you text her after the date, hey, how's it going? I'm just making sure you got home okay. Hey, I'm I had a great time with you. That's feminine energy. This is why she should never, ever, ever text a woman after a date. Never. I'm telling you guys, I've been on many dates. I've hung out with many women. I hooked up. Guess what? When I text a woman after that date, or like maybe she gave some mind-blowing sex and I tried to hit her up like the next day and say, hey, what's up? Guess what? She never was interested. Never, ever, 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 ever. That's just how women are. But when women reach out to us, They're basically saying, hey, I want to come back into your orbit. I want to hang out with you again. I want to see you again. Hey, when can I be around you again? This is why you should never text a woman after the first, second, 10th, 20th day. Never. So there's the Patreon link, guys. Make sure you become a patron. Support the stream on this wonderful day. Make sure you donate to the church. If you haven't subscribed to my second channel, Darius Media Network, go ahead, click the link. Make sure you subscribe. Somebody want the Cash App, I'll put the Cash App up. Cash App link, excuse me. There it all is. Any other questions, guys? Make sure you hit the super chat, and I'll get your questions answered. So back to the men being 30, us women being 30. Or women being 30 and us men being 30. What needs to happen is you need to really understand that she views you as superior. But if you come to a woman that's 30 years old and you try to act like, oh, I want to wine and dine you and court you, she's going to look at you like, okay, I'll accept it. I'll take the cash and prizes. But in the back of her mind, she's like, man, dude, I got ran through by dudes in college. I got ran through by all these guys. I got smashed and pumped up by this guy, by this guy, by this guy. Why is he? It's funny that he's courting me. That's how women see it. Women who are 30, I'm telling you, that's how they see it. And most guys think that, well, I'm going to get her on the back end. She's had a bad time in life, or what a lot of betas think, blue pill guys, they say, well, she just went to college. She worked and she went through, school, and now she has a master's degree. She's never slept around. She's never did anything. She's only been with 3, 4, 5 guys, 3 relationships. That's what she'll tell you. And that's because she wants your goods. And that's why I always tell you, I always stress, us men are the prize. You just have to hold yourself accountable, and you have to carry yourself a certain way. And most men don't, guys, it's crazy. Most men don't even see themselves as a prize. They honestly think that, oh, I got to chase and pursue the woman. I got to do all these different things. And when I do this, she'll finally give in to me. Don't do that. Especially when a woman hits 30. When she hits 30, just know that she's looking for a meal ticket. Now, it's not, you can get whatever for a question. But depends how big it is. I won't go into detail, right? If it ain't substantial, I'll go into more. If it's substantial, I'll go into more detail. If it's not, then it's like you're gonna get a quick answer. So you are just a meal ticket, and guys, you have to understand this. Now, a lot of guys in the red pill community, what they'll say is, in the manosphere, they'll say, well, she is past her prime, so I don't want to deal with her. No, you can still deal with her. You can still hang out with a woman. She's 30, guys. You can still have a good time. See, that's what a lot of guys have it confused. They say, oh, she's 30 years old. Well, I'm not doing, I don't want anything to do with her. I don't want to hang out with her. I don't want to do anything with her. It's like, why? Why? Why not? She's not just this like person that's going to take your money. No woman, I don't know many women who has held a gun to a guy and said, give me your commitment. Has held a knife to a guy's ribs or his stomach and said, you better commit to me. You better give me a ring. You better give me this dress. What woman has said that? I don't know many. Slim to none in this world. So the men who are doing it is guess who? It's the men who are thirsty. No woman can never make you guys do anything. No woman. So when a woman hits 30, she's going to want those things, but it's up to you to give them to her. It's up to you to say, no, I'm going to take it easy. I just want to hang out. I just want to take things slow. I want to continue to get to know you. I want to continue to just have a good time. And if she's not on board with that, she can take whatever she has, which is sex, and she can go and try out with another guy. You guys will be amazed when a woman hits 30 what she's ready to do. You'll be amazed what she's ready to do for you. How she's ready to submit and do all types of things in the bedroom to you. But you guys have to be straightforward. You got to tell her, hey, listen, I'm not, I want to take things as it is and everything like that. Because when you try to escalate things and get in a relationship with a woman who's 30, 35, 40 years old, she's not going to value you anyway. You know why? Because she's not had a track record of relationships in her 20s that were viable, that mattered. This is why when you guys get in a relationship with a woman who's 30, 35, 40, 50 years old, you're like, man, why she ain't acting right? She 30 years old. She 40 years old. Don't she understand? No, she doesn't understand because she's never had a track record. She doesn't have a resume in her 20s of being in a long-term relationship. Just understand, guys, if you meet a woman who's 30 years old and she's reasonably attractive or even average, and she's not married or she's not in a long-term committed relationship, just know it's her fault. Just know it's her fault, period, point blank. I'll say that again. If you meet a woman who's, let's say above average or reasonably attractive, who's 30 years old or older, and she's single, it is her fault. It's all her fault. Because she's had ample amount of opportunities to settle down. She's rejected guys, and every woman can do that. They can do whatever they want. But the fact of the matter is she's had opportunities. And she chose not to capitalize on those opportunities. That's what a lot of women are doing, guys. They're just playing Russian roulette. Instead, they have 10 rounds in there, right? Excuse me, they have 9 rounds. Right? And we're just assuming that she's 20 years old. 21, boom. Whoo, she like, whoo, I didn't die. 22, boom. 23, boom, all the way to 28, 29. Then 29 hit. Boom, I didn't die yet. Then she like, oh, 30. Boom, and she's like, oh, what the heck happened? I thought I didn't die all the previous 9 times. What happened to this time? I got my brains blew out. That's because she took those guns for granted. All right, I'll look at it, Mr. Veritable something. She took all those guys for granted. Like, I'll give you a story. I personally know a woman I really liked. When I met her, man, I had just got out the Navy. So I was, it was like a little bit after. I was 23 years old, 23, 24. I was 23, she was 25. I'm talking about her skin was tight. I'm talking about she was a good looking girl. I'm like, man, I tried not to be in awe of her, but I was like, she's a very attractive girl. I'm talking about just good looking, solid. And I noticed how she carried herself. She was very cunning and manipulative. And I remember I was trying to, we was in on and off relationship for like 3 years. Matter of fact, we were never in a relationship. What I noticed was, and I found out, she was just trying to climb the ladder. So even though I was trying to, get things together and say, hey, I'm presenting you with this apartment that I have. Hey, let's move our relationship together. What she was like, oh, she was just in and out wishy-washy. That's because she was trying to climb the ladder. And last time I seen her, she was at a Walmart overweight. I'm talking about big. And she looked at me and she looked at me again. And I'm not looking at her because, again, she really didn't work out like that. So she didn't have to worry about it because her metabolism was kind of fast. Then she hits 33, or she was probably 32 at the time. I was 31 because it was like a year ago. And I see her, I'm like, man, Jesus Christ. She like literally ballooned up. I kid you not. And that's because she thought, oh, well, I'm going to have all these options. She chose to be a side. She just chose it. And I remember she had told me, like, and this is why, guys, if a woman tells you her past and she's been with losers, do not take her serious. I never forget. She told me, I used to drive all the way to the south side of Chicago, and that was like an hour away to hang out with this dude. And I just happened to ask her, like, and this is why I was kind of had just met her. I'm like, so did you have a job? She said, no, but he, towards the end of our relationship, we were together for 2 years, but he just chose to wash dishes on the side at some place. I said, okay, well, job's a job, but. So I'm like, he wasn't making the money. I said, did he have his own place? She said, no, he didn't. I said, did he have his own car? He said, no, he didn't. So I said, what are you doing with him? She said, oh, I don't know. He was just fun. Mainly, basically, you can say he had good sex and he was piping her down. That's basically it. And here I was at the time. I was like, oh, okay. And I was going out of my way to try to prove to her, hey, let's elevate our relationship. Because I liked her past the hookup thing. And she was just like, she just like kind of ditzy. She was very vague and very covert about how she was. Yes, she was literally a side chick to Tyrone. And when she, rejected me and was like basically like, oh, I ain't trying to really do it like that. And basically she was like, what she meant to say was, I'm young, I have a degree, I'm sophisticated, so I'm going to continue to sleep around and do what I want. Now, the last time I seen her again was about a year ago. She was 32, I was 30 at the time. And guess what? She is overweight. Now, you can tell she has some shape. That's what a lot of women who hit 30, you can tell they have shape. And they were very attractive and they were actually more fit in her 20s. But then they had horrible workout habits. And guess what? They just ballooned up and got big. They just ballooned up. And the reason why they ballooned up is because they knew that a whole bunch of thirsty gals wanted to smash. But what she doesn't know, and this is the next part, she doesn't know that, well, all guys want to smash, but don't know guys want to be with me. See, a lot of guys think that, well, women have it so easy, man. Man, yeah, they do have it easy as far as sex. But when it comes to actual relationships and them getting a commitment, they don't have it easy. They have it very hard. It's easy for a man who's on his purpose and who actually listens to quality content and develops himself. It's easy for him to get sex. Like, it's easy for me to get sex. It's easy for me to get a relationship. Because I've had the track record. I know what I'm doing. I know how to get women. I talk to men how to get women on a weekly basis. But with women, guys like, man, here's the thing. The guys who don't get sex or who don't get women who don't understand, they just think, well, man, she got a lot of options, man. But how many of those dudes who she views as alpha, who she views as high value, who she wants to be with, actually want to commit to her? Extremely slim to none, matter of fact. And that's why you see a lot of women who are 30 years old on dating apps, guess what? Still single. Still single. Still miserable. Don't have a guy that wants to settle down with her that she wants. And here's the thing. Women who are 30 years old, they actually think that top shelf men who have it all together. Let's use myself as an example. Let's say I'm a top shelf man, which I am. And they want a guy who has worked hard to say, hey, I'm ready to settle down with you. I'm ready to cash in my chips. I'm ready to put you on my wheel. I'm ready to buy you life insurance. I'm ready to do all these different things. And these women who are 30, they're waiting on a guy to do that. And they got to understand that these type of women who are 30, they're in competition. So I'm 31. Let's say I meet a woman who's 32 tomorrow. She doesn't understand that, hey, there's a new model that comes out who's 18, who's of legal age. Every single second of the day, matter of fact. Every single second of the day, there's a female in the United States, I'll speak where I live, who turns 18 every single day. So a man who has means and value and resources, guess what? And who knows his worth, understands that I can get a woman who's 21. I get mistaken for being 21, 22, 23 all the time. And I'm 31, so I'm thinking, imagine what I'm going to look when I'm 41. So with these women who are 30 years old, they can't expect a man who's 30 years old as well to settle down and be happy to be with them or with her and share his resources. Because they're not at the same stage of life. And here's the thing, most blue pill guys, they understand that this woman is 30, she has some baggage, but most blue pill guys understand. They just tend to ignore it. Just think of this, guys. If you're 30 years old and you meet a woman who's 32, do you think let me imagine this. What are her two things that she has to offer that's most valuable? Her looks and her fertility. So let's say hypothetically you meet a woman who's 32 years old, she's a single mother. One, boom, her fertility is gone. Not saying she can have any more kids, but just think of this. Do you want to lump your seed on top of another guy's mess? So let's say she has 2 kids by a guy, and they broken up. Even if she's divorced, I don't care about that excuse. Do you want to knock her up and lump your seed on top of her mess? That kid is bad, those kids are bad, and you want to have another baby by her and just lump it on there. Just lump it on there. Is that what you want to do? So we got fertility. If fertility, let's say she doesn't have children, she's 32 years old. Okay, fine. Now what about her looks? Again, is she keeping up with her image? And that's why I laugh at men and women for that fact who say, well, she's beautiful how she is. Okay, how about I walk around broke? See, because when women look at us, they look at not just looks. They look at resources, productivity, and security and protection. So how about I say, oh, I'm broke and I'm handsome. Now that could pass in a black community here and there. We all know Pookie and Tyrone get theirs. But let's say I start going to women, hey, I'm broke. You got to accept me for being broke. You got to accept me for being unproductive. You got to accept me for being lazy. That's basically like what I'm saying. You got to accept me for being obese. You got to accept me for who I am. And a lot of guys are like, what do you accept you for what? And the reason why they have this mindset and this entitlement and this ego, these 30-year-old women who have this, who say, oh, you got to accept me for me. And I've been through things, but you got to accept me. And the reason why they say that is because they're being fed this through the media. Just imagine, guys, if you turn on the TV and you, this is how crazy it is. Imagine you turn on the TV right now and you know how you see commercials that's being advertised and women are saying or are up there in all these different shapes and sizes and different lingerie and bras and bikinis, and they're like, oh, every shape matters. Every shape is beautiful. Now imagine, imagine a group of homeless men, dirty clothes on the side of the street, talking about some, and they holding a cup out like this. Yeah, I'm broke, but guess what? You gotta accept me. I'm broke, and they shaking a cup, but you gotta accept me. That's how. That's why women are so like delusional entitled. Because then you have a whole bunch of dudes who are homeless saying, "Yo, accept me," and you'll be like, and guess what? A whole bunch of women will go after those homeless dudes. Am I right or am I wrong, guys? Somebody get this live stream a thumbs up, man. Give it a thumbs up. Everybody like the live stream. That's how it is being a 30-year-old woman. Shout out to Mr. Blue Collar Mindset. Dated a single mother for over a year, then found out she was paying a portion of her baby daddy's car payment the whole time. Meanwhile, I'm paying for trips, dinners, gifts. She saw nothing wrong with it. That's crazy. That's insane. Shout out to Blue Collar Mindset. And a lot of guys got to understand when you're dealing with a single mother, you're dealing with a woman who is giving you basically not much effort. And the reason why she's not giving you a lot of effort, or the max amount of effort like she would give her baby daddy or guys in the past before you, is because she's worn down, man. Same thing with 30-year-old women. Guys, 30-year-old women, they gave all that effort to these low-quality guys. Now they're worn down, guys. They're tired. They're like, man, I'm worn down. I don't think I can do this no more. I don't want to be with another guy. I don't want to invest in another guy. So what'll happen is she'll just get with you and expect you to do everything while she's on the down end as far as looks, fertility. That's what happens when you get with these single mothers. Guys, they still have a love for the baby daddy. Not all single mothers, but most of them still have love for him. It's just the fact that, he couldn't live up to what you are, the beta male provider. This is why women get with beta male providers and still go sleep with other guys. So just understand that if a woman wants to be with you and she's 30 years old, guys, God is my witness. I've talked to him. I've been with him. Just realize that she views you as weak. She views you as an easy meal ticket. Now it's up to you if you're gonna be that easy meal ticket. I don't advise you. This is why I say if you're gonna be with a 30-year-old woman, yes, just have a good time, have fun. Now, guys, if you 27, 28 years old and you met a woman and she was 27, 28 and y'all been together and she hits that 30-year-old mark, okay, that's no big deal. If you have a question, hit the super chat. That's no big deal. If you met her at 25 and you was 25 and y'all been together and she hits 30 and everything going good, she's cooperating, she's been submissive, she's been, consistent with sex and pleasing you, all stuff like that, and serving you, and she hits 30, don't cut her off like, oh man, and don't look at her, oh, it's your birthday, baby? Hey, it's over with. I know we've been together for 3, 4 years, 5 years, but now you hit 30 years, I got to cash you out now because you've been with her, you have some good years. You have some good years with her, so you don't have to cash her out like that and get rid of her. And go, no, don't do it like that. All right. And a lot of guys get this misconstrued like, oh, all these red pill guys are guys with a manosphere of savage. No, don't do it like that. I still personally enjoy women. I do. But I'm smart about it. This is what separates me from most red pill guys you guys listen to, or guys who are just so extreme and nihilistic. They understand the wisdom, but they have a hard time accepting it. It's hard accepting women for who they are for most men. This is why you see most channels that blow up on YouTube, they're like huge. You're like, dang. Like, guys, if you started a red pill channel and you just talk about hypergamy, the wall, and you talk about, let's say, the court system, man, your Cash App will blow up. Your channel will blow up, literally. But it won't last long because, you know, those channels usually cap off. But that's another story. Those channels usually cap off. But the fact of the matter is, being frustrated at a woman's mating strategy as opposed to understanding it and using it to your advantage is not a good thing to do. Don't be angry at how women use their strategy because they have to use it. It's just a lot of them have been naive. See, here's what's going on with most men. And I've noticed, and here's the thing. Stop me if I'm wrong. The guys who you see in these different big channels or comment sections who are angry at women, they're blue pill. They're not red pill. You know what? I'm explaining to you. Guys, get the likes up and I'll explain. I'll explain to you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If they're not real guys who are about growth and progression. It is just the stuff recycled over again. There's no tips, there's no advice, there's nothing you can actually use. The reason why these guys who are in these channels are frustrated and upset about women and the wall, I don't care about a woman hitting the wall. Personally, I don't care. Listen, I'll still hang out and smash a chick who's 30 years old. I'm 31. I'll still hang out and smash a chick who's 35, 40 years old. Matter of fact, I was just at Target like 2 days ago. 3 days ago. And I'm sitting there, you know, just walking, and I just happen to see a mirror that's kind of nice. And an older woman, she looked like she about 45, she probably about 50 years old. You can tell, but she had her mask on, so you can tell how she's, and she had a little, you know, a little eyeliner on, and she, you know, was very pleasant. We had a very pleasant conversation. We was chopping it up a little bit, and I'm just brushing up on my conversation skills, like I tell you guys to do. Talk to one woman for 30 seconds per day for 30 days, watch you improve. I said that in the video. That's a challenge I have for you guys. So we just, you know, chopping it up and everything. And she talking about Canada. I said, hey, you should, you know, come to my place sometime and do some decorating. You seem like you're a more interior type of woman. She says, oh, I definitely am. That'd be great. Now I could have said, hey, let's exchange numbers. But I was like, I ain't trying to do all that. I just, you know, I just brushing up on my skills. And a lot of guys, you'll start to understand when you're actually out there in the field interacting with women, and it's easy. You don't have to get every number. You're not pressed to exchange contact information with every woman. It's easy for you to just go and have a conversation with a woman. It's easy. Very, very, very easy. So the guys, make sure, and we're going to get back to the live stream for a few minutes. Make sure for 30 seconds, one woman per day that you've never met. It can't be no woman you see at work all the time or no lunch lady. One woman for 30 seconds every single day for the next 30 days. Make sure you just have a conversation with her. It's easy. And you'll see that, oh, all women are not against me. I've had conversations with 35, 40-year-old women. I had a conversation with 22, 21-year-old women, 20. Somebody said, how can you tell if a woman's attracted for masks on? You can tell. You can tell by her aura. Because here's the thing. A lot of guys just strictly go on looks. That's how you know guys aren't really in the field like that dealing with women. They just go off strictly looks, which is, of course, a plus. What if she's attractive and she has a mean, masculine, bougie attitude? She's angry. She look at you, and the woman I seen at Target a few days ago, we just, you know, talking and everything. She was extremely feminine, extremely pleasant. So just because he had a mask on right here, guess what? If she's giving me head, I don't care about the mask anyway, right? Let's be honest. And listen, you can tell if a woman's attractive. If you cover this up on a woman like this, you can look right here and tell if she's attractive. Me, I don't go for masculine women. Y'all know I'm against that. You can tell. Submissive, cooperative, friendly, and you can tell by her voice. Somebody said once a week. Some guys don't listen. I said one woman, 30 seconds a day, one day, each day for the next 30 days. You'll see a difference. Captain Love Elephant, great to see you, brother. Guys, make sure everybody get this live stream a thumbs up. Give it a like. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Exactly. That's how Muslims pick their women. Guess what? They have the veil on, and you can look through a woman's eyes if she's feminine or not, if she's elegant. You can just look at her. How she walks. Too many guys care about this down here. What they gonna do? So when you guys hit 30 years old, you will see the difference. When you hit 30, 35, 40, you're going to see the difference in women, how they're going to be extremely cooperative too. They're going to be extremely submissive. You're like, man, what was this cooperation? And you start thinking, I know you treated guys poorly in your 20s. And the reason why they cooperating and trying to act right and trying to be lovey-dovey and wanting to be with you. And I'm talking about, man, some of the best sex I'm telling you will ever have is with a woman who's 30 years old or older. I'll say that one more time. Some of the best sex you will ever have with a woman when she's 30 years old or older. See, they don't get into this in the wall and, oh, she's hit the wall. Dude, there's plus sides when a woman hits the wall. There's positives. This is how you know guys don't interact with women like that. There's positives. I like when women hit the wall. That don't mean I got to be with them and settle down with them. You see? It doesn't mean I don't got to settle down with them. Too many guys like, oh, she's 30 years old. I'm going to keep a stick. I'm going to stay away from her. No. You can hang out, have a good time, and hook up. It's up to you if you want to commit to her and go down that foolish route. Go into no man's land. Listen, some of the best sex with 30, 35, 40-year-old women, because they've been with so many different guys. Their expectations are extremely low. Now, what they'll do is they'll sell you a bill of goods. They'll say, oh, I'm looking for a relationship. And you really look at the woman like, you 35 years old. You looking for a relationship. You don't sell. You're like, you looking for a relationship. I just laugh my ass and say, listen, let's just hang out. Let's have a good time. Guess what? They desperate because they throwing it back. Leg over here. I'm talking about flexible, doing all type of stuff. Spins. And because they have so much experience. So one, they suck a lot of guys and before you. And two, they're desperate. You package that in one, man, a 30-year-old woman is a freak. Man, she a freaky, man. I kid you not. Hey, guys, give this live stream a thumbs up. Give it a like before we continue. Go ahead. Thumbs up before we continue. Shout out to brother Wilk 048. Hi, Darius. Advice on ensuring I stay the night at her place. We've got a date on Saturday, on Monday, which was our first date. I slept with her. So you mean you said ensuring I stay the night at her place. Well, number one, you never should sleep at a woman's place. Do you have your own place? A woman should always come to your place. And I don't want to hear nothing about no hotel or, no. A woman should always come to your place. She'll be down to do more freaky stuff. She's more secure. she'll feel like, oh, I'm entering into his world, into his orbit. I always use the king and the peasant type of example. Does the servant or the peasant go to the king, or does the king go to the peasant? So that's strike one. Number two, he said, we got a date on Saturday. On Monday was your first date and you slept with her. So that's good. Now, what did you sleep with her in? Was it at your place? Was it at her place? Because here's the thing, women will start taking you for granted. When you start going to her place a lot, I'm telling you, she'll start acting wishy-washy. She'll start to play games. She said, I live in university halls, but I'm making it clear that she needs to come to mine next time. Okay, just make sure you make it clear. Make sure she start coming to your place. Now, if you're on campus and everything, you can do a 50-50 type of thing if that's what you want. But if you ain't, none of y'all ain't at school and you just going to her place, and what's going to happen is she's going to start to disrespect you a little bit. She's going to start to talk down to you because you're walking into her orbit. So, brother, just make sure it's 50-50. Good thing you smashed on the first date. That means she has extremely high attraction for you. Guys, if a woman ain't having sex with you on the first date, guys, I'm telling you, she's just not into you. You can't negotiate attraction. I keep telling y'all this. Attraction cannot be negotiated. If a woman has to put a stamp and say, oh, I got to wait 3 dates, just understand that she's not into you like that. Just understand that she doesn't see you as really, really attractive. So what she wants to do is just say, oh, let's wait these multiple dates. How about you say, oh, how about I wait how about I wait multiple dates before I spend money on you? You know what she'll say? Oh, I don't want to deal with no guy like that. So you see what I'm saying? If a man said, oh, I'm going to wait multiple dates to spend money on you or do this or take you out until I get sex, guess what? Women will go crazy. But if a woman says, oh, I'm going to wait multiple dates to sleep with you, and guess what? Why aren't you going crazy? I'm not crazy. I'm just saying, why are red flags and then your tennis pointing up? You should be like, what the heck is going on? I ain't dealing with you. The sex that you have to wait for, guys, it's never good. It's never good. It is trash. The sex that you have to always wait for and work for is never good. You know why? Because she was never really attracted to you in the first place. So she says, well, in order to secure him as a beta provider, I'm gonna make him wait all these days or months. I'm telling you. And you might see some, or hear about some girls who doing that. Trust me, the guy that they're really with, they don't really like him. And I guarantee you they cheating on him. Because no woman's gonna respect you if she sees you as attractive, and then she's like, well, I'm gonna make you wait. Shout out to Mr. Hassan Powers. A 30-year-old woman will do anything for something that they want. Literally, any woman will do anything for a woman that they want. For a man that they want, excuse me. If a woman is interested in you, she will do anything and everything to please you, to be with you, to make you happy. So the fact that a woman says, oh, I want to wait a few dates or whatever, what she's essentially telling you is, I don't find you attractive. I don't fear losing you. Because this thing, if she feared losing you, why would she make you wait? Because she's like, oh man, another woman is going to snatch him up. This is why when women say, oh, I don't do this on the first date, I say, okay, hey, let's call it a night. And they wonder why I'm so calm. Because I understand the game, and I've heard it dozens of times. And I understand that the women who I did hook up and have sex with on the first date, it was one, amazing sex, because they really desired me. And two, it usually resulted in some sort of situation or relationship. But when you operate on a woman's timeline, you know what's going to happen? You're going to always be miserable. Because women are doing things out of their selfish desires. Us men do things not just out of our desires, but out of women as well. So 30-year-old women, just understand, yes, they're fun. They're exciting. They've been around the block many, 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 many times. So what? See, here's what a lot of guys want. They want a woman who's a virgin who ain't been with no dudes. They like guys think like, okay, I'm gonna be 35, 40 years old, then I'm gonna go get a woman who's 23. Guess what? That woman who's 23 has already been with more people than you have, men and women. So if you guys think, oh, I'm gonna get a virgin, like that's another thing that's floating around in the manosphere in the red pill community. Oh, I'm gonna wait till I'm 30, 35, 40 years old, I'm gonna get a virgin. You ain't getting, listen, you're not getting a virgin. Now she'll tell you that. She'll just say, oh, I'm a virgin. And if you want to buy that crap, you can. But just understand, she's been with tons and tons and tons of guys. You're not gonna get a virgin out here, man. All these women are sleeping around. Point blank, period. So guys, make sure you guys get us a live stream. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. If you appreciate the content, again, we're leaving this up. Any females coming here, we always get rid of them. Right? Oh, my bad. Didn't mean to do that. Wrong person. We always get rid of women who, or individuals who cause chaos, because I don't have time for it. 30-year-old women ran through and they're looking for a meal ticket. 30-year-old men have their lives together, and what they should be doing is dealing with women who are in their 20s. And this is why guys in the red pill manosphere and all these different live streams, guess what they talk about? Women past their prime. Okay, are you going to teach all these men who are in your live stream watching right now, who's digested the red pill, are you going to teach them how to get women in their 20s or no? Are you going to teach men in your live stream how to interact with women to get those women in their prime? See, that's what is missing in the manosphere. Guys teaching other guys that's on YouTube how to interact and get women who are not who did not hit the wall yet, who are in their prime. You know why they don't teach you guys that? It's because they don't deal with women in their prime. Those men who you guys listen to, for the most part, they don't get women. They don't know how to. Guys, let me tell you this: the guys you see on YouTube that you listen to, they don't know how to talk to women. You know how I know? Because there's no tips, there's no advice, there's none of that. It's strictly red pill, hypergamy, and all these different things. So again, if you're dealing with 30-year-old women, fine. But if you listen to guys who talk about the wall and they're not teaching you and trying to help you get women in their 20s and give you any sort of tips and advice, just understand that they're sending you down the wrong path. It's good to understand women's sexual strategies. It's good to understand their dating and mating strategies. But again, what's next? Use 30-year-old women for recreational use. Have fun, have a good time. Because trust me, that's what they are here for. They've wasted the best years of their lives. Now, what they want to do is try to cash in. Don't let them cash in on you. A-Wolf91 says, Darius, your content and wisdom is legendary. However, you say hypocritical, most to all men knew the red pill, or hypothetical, most to all men knew the red pill, that would be bigger competition, no? That's a good question. I don't think it'd be competition, because here's the thing. Here's what's going on, and that's a good question, A-Wolf91. He said, Darius, your content and wisdom is legendary. However, say hypothetically, most to all men knew the red pill. That would be bigger competition. No, it wouldn't, because they still have to interact with women. That's why you see guys on YouTube, they have these big red pill channels, but guess what? After they find about female nature, they still don't know how to take a step forward and interact with women like I teach you on the main channel. I teach you things to say, how to act, mannerisms, behaviors. I've interacted with women on camera multiple times. That's because I'm out there in the field. You don't see the guys on your favorite red pill channels. You don't see them interacting with women, do you? You know why? Because they don't want you to elevate and move forward. So it's one thing to, yes, be, to understand the red pill and everything like that, but it's another thing to actually be out there dealing with women and still applying red pill knowledge to the situation when you're dealing with them. If all men knew red pill, so what? It's just the fact that you still have to be out there interacting. Simple as that. All right, you still have the confidence. Because there's a lot of guys who know all about red pill. But guess what? They don't have the confidence and the charisma to interact with a woman. They don't go out on weekends here and there. They don't have women. They don't hang around women. They don't. A lot of guys, when they take the red pill, what's happening is they just see they're angry at all women. You have to understand. Okay, I have this knowledge of the red pill. I've taken it. I know the reality of it. Now what I'm going to do is still go out there and interact with women, but I understand their strategies of mating. Now I can dodge bullets. All right. Other than that, guys, give this live stream a thumbs up. I appreciate you, man. We're going to be live Sunday.